Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Meh, Lake to Lake Girls.
I was like, wait, what?
Lake to Lake Girls. Just kidding. We're your hosts, Amanda and Tiffany. Hello, happy, oh my goodness, September 3rd. 19 days away from fall.
I was just going to say, it kind of feels like fall. It feels like a completely different world. I know, very cute. It's like a completely different world than a week ago. Because like last week, we were like dying.
Awful.
From
Yesterday
the humidity.
wasn't great either.
No, this weekend was,
humid.
It was
Muggy.
humid. It was a really good, like, I think, end of summer, you know, last big hurrah sort of weekend weather.
It was.
Like,
Do you think it's going to come back, though? I feel like the rest of
probably
September will be warm.
I think we might get a couple more, like, hot days, but I don't think it'll be as intense.
Not as muggy.
Yeah, like, it won't.
I don't think it'll be bad if it's
It'll
hot.
go away quicker.
I just don't like the muggy where my hair
Oh my
frizzes
god,
out.
I know. The mugginess
Could do without that.
is, when it feels like, I don't know. I like to call it swampy. Like
when you get swamp ass?
Yeah. That, you know, or that.
Where are you going there? Sorry, went there. That's 2 minutes into the show.
Yeah. We're very classy ladies.
Yes, we
But
are.
you guys already know that.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of being September 3rd, school starts tomorrow for a lot
Yeah.
of people.
Tonight's a school night for a lot of people.
My kids were complaining about it all at soccer. Oh, we got school tomorrow. Oh, wait, we can't do that. Oh, we got school tomorrow.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Suckers.
Yeah, enjoy it though. It doesn't last forever, that's for sure. I think some people may have started today, a couple school districts. Or like, I don't know. A lot start tomorrow, some start Thursday. What do you remember? I'm getting, like, talking about it, I'm getting these, like,
Nostalgic?
back to school, like, feelings, you know what I mean? Like, this sort of, like...
Shoot it down, Amanda. Shoot it down.
Like, fluttery, like, nervousness, like, a kind of excitedness, but, you know,
Well, see, I shot my girls down with, the first day. Do you remember picking out your outfit?
Oh, yeah.
And, like, the whole pressure behind that. Like,
yeah.
It rocks out the whole year.
Yep. You gotta start it on that high note.
Not my girls.
No. What were you telling them?
I shot them down. I'm making them wear their jerseys because our first game is tomorrow. I took the pressure off.
Gotcha.
I was like, oh, we don't have to worry about the pressure of the first day outfit because you're going to be wearing your jerseys.
Nice.
Which is, I think it's nice because then I've got 2 brand new kids just going to Romulus. And I think it'll be nice for them to wear the uniforms.
Yeah.
Because then the people are going to be like, oh, these girls, they're already part of the school. They've been practicing with me for 2 weeks. I mean, and they know all of my girls, and they're, warming up to the whole public school thing.
Were they, like, homeschooled or, like, private school?
Private school, like a church school.
Okay, because I was going to say, like, I remember when we were in Romulus.
Never got a new kid?
We never got new kids, like, ever. I think we got 1, maybe 2 new kids our entire 4 years of high school.
Annika?
No, didn't she? She came in middle school.
Did she?
Yeah.
And, yep, she did.
Yeah.
Jamie, do you remember Jamie? She was a middle schooler, too.
Yeah, that was more middle school, I think.
All of our new kids came
Zach.
in middle school and left in middle school.
Yeah, there was Zach. I don't want to say anyone's last name, but, like...
Yeah.
And then, Ham.
Ham!
His real name is Kyle. I have no idea why
called
we
him
called
Ham?
him. I have no idea why he was nicknamed that.
I think he called himself Ham, and then we caught on.
I haven't seen him since, like, graduation.
He's doing really well, I'm told.
That's good.
Working a lot.
Like, I never...
There's a lot of people I don't know about.
But those were literally, like, the 2...
Ham.
The 2 new kids we got, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It stayed pretty much consistent. One's a freshman, one's a sophomore, so they're in pretty early.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to change schools when they're in,
I would just say, that's gotta be so
junior
hard.
and senior year.
Yeah, that would be
all
really
these
hard.
core friend groups, and you gotta find a way into one. Romulus is pretty forgiving, though, like, in terms of finding friends, because if you don't have if you're not friendly, you're not gonna have friends at all, because there's not enough kids out there to do it.
We didn't really have cliques in high school, kind of, but not really. Not like I think other, larger high schools. Like, I always went to a small, like, my college. I went to Elmira College for undergrad. That's a pretty small liberal arts college. I think like 1,200 people total, like including the grad students. So that's a pretty small. Because I remember people coming there and they'd be like, you know, my graduating high school class was like larger than our incoming freshman, you know, class or whatever. I'm like, like this is way bigger.
Very true.
Yeah.
Huh.
But
I went to a very large school.
yeah.
Public school for college. Both of my schools were pretty big.
Yeah. I just say when I for grad school, it's really big. It was like completely different.
And you went on campus, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to RIT and
RIT's huge.
Technically still am. Yeah. I don't know all the buildings. I literally just know the ones like where I had classes.
You went into one building for all your classes?
No. There was a couple, but like just those, you know, like
core
couple of
places,
them.
Yeah.
I
think it's the same way with every college because I had to do maybe one science class. Other than that, I have no idea where I was. I got lost in that science building every time I had to go in there for that one class. Every time. Because I wasn't familiar with it.
Yeah.
I hated back to school at college.
Really?
The first week when you're trying to find your classes and you get lost.
Yeah.
And as big as my campus was, I got lost a lot, seeing as I can't find my way out of a paper bag. It was awful. Like, I would walk into class late. Everybody else is already there.
Yeah.
I'm, like, that late because I got so lost.
Well, you know what I would do?
And I lived on campus.
Yeah. You know what I would do? Because at RIT, and I wasn't that familiar with it. I didn't know where, you know, if I was taking, like, a class outside of, like, an elective or whatever, outside of my core program, you know, in, like, one of, like, the computer buildings or whatever, or, like, the IT building. I'm like, I don't know what this is. So I would look it up. I would look it up on the maps, and I would find where, like, the exact classroom was, you know.
So I wouldn't be able to, like, translate that into when I'm walking.
I'm actually,
terrible.
to my own horn, I'm really good with directions. Like, I have a very, very good sense of direction. And
I'm going to have to put you in my pocket.
I'll be your little GPS.
Be my GPS.
But it's kind of funny because, like, Jared, my boyfriend.
Terrible.
Oh, my God. It's kind of scary how bad it is.
It's probably like me.
Maybe. I don't know. Like,
I will get lost walking down a hallway.
No,
that has no turns.
Exactly. Like, we'll go to the mall and, you know, we'll go use the bathroom or whatever, and then we'll come out and he'll, like, start walking the completely, like, opposite direction that we came from. And I'm like, where are you going? I'm taking on him right now.
I do the same thing though. I'm bad.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I will circle in the mall. It's terrible. Have you ever been to Destiny?
Oh. Yes, actually, I went
recently
near 4th of July.
Oh.
It is pretty big. Yeah.
Lost all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
And those maps do not help. They don't help me.
Yeah, I thought they're pretty cool there. They have they're like the touch screens.
The touch screens,
and,
yeah. Still doesn't help.
And it tells you how to, like, get there from exactly where you are.
Epic failure. That's
yeah.
me.
But,
and then you try to find your car, even worse.
Okay, I have to say I am really bad at that. Finding my car. I'm kind of one of those people where, like, if I absentmindedly, like, just put something somewhere, it, like, doesn't stick in my brain. So I lose it. Oh my God. When I go to, like, Wegmans or something, I park in the same general area every single time.
So you know where to go back to?
Yeah, no, I'm not even, like...
I know what you're saying, because repetition.
Bad. Yeah.
Repetition, because that's how I learned my classes. It's not... I could go to my class one day, go back to find it the next day, and still get lost. Because...
Yeah. No, I literally now, because I know that about myself, I make it a point to, like... know where my car is when I park it in, you know, like the mall or someplace I'm not familiar with. Like, I'll look at the, you know, row number or letter, or like know what store it's next to and which entrance. Because one time Jared and I'm not even kidding, wandered around Eastview for 10 minutes trying to find my car because neither of us could remember where it was. So,
oh my word,
it's pretty bad. But if I'm driving,
true,
or walking, I'm really good, like getting from point A to point B. But if I have to find my car,
see, I'm just bad all around. I'm all over that. See, we are on a tangent again. How did we go from school?
I'm about to say, let's get back to school
to getting lost. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, the first day, I used to. Did your parents ever? I mean, I don't think kids do this anymore, but you went a couple weeks before school, and you went and got clothes shopping, and you got a brand new pair of sneakers, and you got a few outfits for the year.
A new backpack.
All your stuff, and you go to wear them before school starts. Nah, go put that back. That is for school.
Oh, yeah. I definitely got that from my parents. That was like...
that.
I know, because you're so excited.
You are.
You know, you have this new, new stuff you want to wear.
And you want to rock this new outfit, and you can't. Because your parents are like, no. I don't think kids do that as much anymore because they go shopping so much.
Yeah.
You still, I mean, I heard the kids talking about, I went and got a few things, but they for the most part, they get like the first week of a school, brand new outfits, and then that's it. I used to love that and hate that at the same time because I would just look at my new clothes and be like, I want to wear you.
Yeah.
When did that end for you? When did that end?
What do you mean, stop?
Going to get like strictly brand new school shopping and your parents yelling at you? Because I'm pretty sure in high school that didn't happen.
I'm trying to think. Well, by the time high school rolled around, I never had a job in high school. I did have a summer job one year, I think when I was 15. And then, for some reason, I never did after that. It was kind of hard to find jobs around here for kids in high school. Mm-hmm. But in the summer before I went to college, I had mono. So I wasn't working then. But my parents, they would always buy, we would go school shopping and, buy my clothes. But I think by the time I was in high school... When did they stop
yelling at you?
I would say probably middle school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because I think
that's what it was for me.
Yeah, because I knew better than to I kind of wanted to save it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I wanted to save those clothes for school time. And, actually, what my mom did a lot. We would go back to school shopping after I started school, for whatever reason, because it's still hot out. You know what I mean?
Your summer clothes.
Yeah, so that's actually what we would do a lot. But yeah.
And then I remember also being yelled at, you can't wear shorts when it has to be, 55 degrees out or else you have to be in pants. Yeah. That's what it was a rule.
Yeah, I don't remember having that rule.
I did.
I wasn't allowed to wear heels until I was, I think, 16.
Really?
I can't remember. Maybe a little younger. I definitely was not allowed to wear makeup until I was 16. There was,
Ooh.
I had very strict parents. I mean, now obviously, they can't tell me what to do. But growing up, living under their household, I was not allowed. When were you allowed to wear makeup for the first time? Or was it never really a big deal?
I was a town boy.
Yeah.
So makeup wasn't really high up on my radar.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know how to do it. But I think my mom started putting makeup on me and showing me how to use makeup 14, 15, 16, somewhere in there. I mean, I know I used to, my coaches used to get mad at me in middle school. So I would put eyeliner on my eye on the top and on the bottom.
Yeah.
And I would look at her and she'd be like, TC,
what did I tell you? I forgot we used to call you that.
Don't even get me started. What did I tell you about wearing the eyeliner on the bottom lash? You look like you're crying. No more.
Yeah.
And I would wear it anyway. And she goes, you look like a sad dog. And all right.
I remember I was really interested in makeup probably starting in middle school. And, I had makeup that I would,
play with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and experiment with. But I was not allowed to wear mascara, eyeliner, hardcore lipstick.
It was probably for the better. Because when I started wearing makeup, this is going to be really bad. It's going to sound really bad. My mom and my sisters wear, makeup.
Yeah, full coverage, bam.
It shouldn't happen kind of makeup. And I kind of tried to figure out how to do it because I didn't live with my mom. Mm-hmm. And my stepmom didn't wear makeup.
Yeah.
So it's not like she could really teach me.
Yeah.
And my dad sure as heck couldn't teach me.
Yeah.
So I would I remember this one eyeliner eye makeup. That it came in a tube, but it was like a bright green, sparkly,
like frosted.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It looked like it should have been chapstick or lip gloss or something, but no, my mom gave it to me and she said, "Oh, this will be great for your eyes. It'll bring out the color." And of course, I'm like, "Oh, okay, sure." So I would put it on and I would look like a freaking reptile.
Oh no.
So this, I kind of agree with your parents, personally, because I really, really, really did not need to wear that makeup. It was bad. It was unnecessary. So, I mean, I think, kids are growing up a lot quicker these days. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. But their faces are so young and so fresh. They should keep them that way. I would just say, you don't. For as long as possible. You don't need it when you're younger, too. Like, now I get up, I'm like, I need to put some foundation on. And I kind of want to teach moderation, too. If I ever have daughters, moderation. Yeah. There's definitely, times and places for, like, certain looks and amounts and coverage and all that stuff. But, I wasn't allowed to wear makeup until I was 16. I might enforce that with my kids. Yeah. I don't know. If I ever had daughters, I don't think I'd make it 16. I'd be 15. I'd be like, if you look like a hooker, you're not leaving. You know what I mean? That dress is too short. Yeah. I see your midriff. Yep. Like, we're going to go nunsy on you here right now. I'm going to go get the ruler. It better be. It better be. No, I would do the same. Yeah. But my parents really didn't have to worry about, I was such a tom. I would wear, do you remember, I would wear mesh shorts and a t-shirt. Yeah. It's Tiffany's first day back to school. Hello. Yeah. I'm rocking it. Yeah. And I'd wear sneakers and just be a BAMF. Yeah. What can I say? And then I think when I was in 8th grade, it had to have been 8th grade, when I started to hang out with, like, the girls more. Because when I was in elementary, I first started Romulus in 4th grade. Yeah. And then you did too. Yeah. Yeah, you and I did the same year. Were you in Mrs. Larrabee's class? That's so weird because I don't remember anybody in our class. I remember one day that Mrs. Larrabee freaked out because there was a snake over in Mr. Payne's room. Yeah, I remember that and locked us in. Oh Lord! Locked us in the room. I remember that. Yeah. Oh my Lord! And she used to yell at me. She used to call me the Tasmanian Devil because I would. She used to keep me. You remember when we used to go to recess for a little while? She'd keep me from recess because I would go through my test way too fast. And she was like, "You need to slow down." Yeah, I remember her making me, like, write lines and stuff. Oh, yeah. Yes. I remember that. She was such, she was diligent, so old school. On you kind of teacher. Oh, yeah. Whoops. I really liked her. I remember Justin and Jonathan were in our class. Yes. And I remember I was in, the front, corner by her desk. And, I don't remember where I sat, dude. You're good. No, because I remember because she used to, rotate us around a little bit. Oh, she did? Yeah. And I would sometimes be in that front corner, and she would sit on your desk. Oh, yes, that's right! It would be one of these little gems. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then she's like this. Yeah. And she would sit on your desk, and I kind of loved it, though, because you got to, hold your book, in your lap. Yeah. And, no one else could. Everyone else had to keep it on the desk. But then I remember, too. Oh, my God, that brings me back. Oh, my God. I doubt she'll see this. I remember, too, she always would wear, button-ups, kind of like I'm wearing. Yes, and it would have, the... and you could, see her bras and stuff right here. Well, I can't really talk right now. But, you can't see my bra, but you can see my undershirt. Yeah, but I just remember, such a scandal, but... Yeah. Oh, my God. We just took a little trip down memory lane. I bet everybody has a memory like that. Yeah. That's just going to stick with them forever. And then so much just opened up when you said that. Oh, my goodness. Wow. That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. But you know what's kind of funny, though, is when you get into college, and it might depend on, the type of college you go to also, but, you don't really care about, I would always go in, sweats or, yoga pants or, super comfortable, clothes. Nobody really cared about getting dressed up. Yeah, no. For class. I didn't. No. I went back to the tomboy thing. Unless I had,
Mm-hmm.
a presentation that day.
Yeah, exactly. Then you would, spruce it up a little bit. But
Yep.
I mean,
I was pretty cash.
Yeah, you get dressed up for, like, different events in college. There's other opportunities to get
At
dressed
night,
up.
mostly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when you got your swag on.
Exactly.
But yeah, I remember Julie used to teach me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's when I really started wearing, like, makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the best way, when Julie taught me how to do it.
Yeah.
Julie taught me how to start wearing makeup, and I started hanging out with them, and I dressed more feminine.
Mm-hmm.
And I really came into my own, I guess.
I can't remember where I learned. Well, I have a lot of older sisters.
Yeah.
So I think I picked up a lot of, like, cues from them.
Because your mom doesn't really wear makeup.
Yeah, my mom doesn't wear any makeup, actually. Which, my mom's going to kill me for saying this. She's 65, and she looks damn good. She looks so good for her age.
I don't think she's going to say that then. I don't think she's going to get upset for telling you.
No, she doesn't even watch this, so.
Okay, good. We're good.
We're good. But she's a little sensitive about her age. But
she shouldn't be. She does look really good.
She looks so good for her age. She looks at least 10 years younger than what she really is.
I would even go younger than that.
Yeah.
Her skin is so young.
I would just say...
You are so lucky.
I know. I'm like, if I look half as good as my mom does right now when I'm that age, I will be...
a happy camper.
But she always had, like, a very baby face. Like, she has... always her entire life looked like a lot younger than she really is.
Good.
And she hated it when she was younger. You know what I mean? But now,
obviously,
she's like, joke's on you.
And I think everybody's realizing that as they come of age now, though. Like, those with the baby faces, everyone's like, what are you complaining about? You're going to look like you're 12 when you're 50.
Yeah.
Stop it. Which is true. I think people are realizing it a little more. And it's funny how taking care of your... There's ghosts.
There's someone walking upstairs.
There's ghosts. How funny it is that people are more taking caution over their face. Mm-hmm. Except for mine is just breaking out. I don't like it. I hate it.
I know.
Mother Nature is sick. Sick.
Yeah.
But what was one of your fondest back to school memories? What did you look forward to most? If I can, maybe that's a better question.
I'm trying. That's a good question. I remember I loved playing four-town soccer, like in elementary school. Like that was so much. That was like the highlight of my day sometimes.
Do you remember it was
so
you were on my
fun.
Team?
Were
you were on the Red Dragons?
No.
Oh,
I was
you were on
the
the
Renegade.
blue team.
No, I was on the Renegades. We were the Red Renegades. Weren't there like two red teams? I feel like
I don't know.
I was
All
on the
I know
Renegades.
is I was a dragon.
No, I was in the dragon one, but
we had such a rivalry with the blue team. I
Did
can't
you?
remember what the blue team was, but Mr. Cooley was the coach of it, and we used to be like, Meh.
Yeah. You know who I had one year? I had Mrs. Carlson.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, oh my god, she was the best coach. She like made it so fun. She was one of those coaches where it's like she taught you things, but it was fun. You're little kids, you know. She
it wasn't
made it fun.
like
Yeah, and then I had Mr. Vincent. Oh my god, he was a riot. One year, he was so funny. And then I can picture the other lady I had one year, but I can't remember her name. But she used to be Mrs. Craigle. I think she's been remarried since.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
She was my coach one year.
I don't know her name.
Like a co-coach. I don't know it now, but
yeah, I remember her.
Yeah. Okay, but besides that, I'm trying to think. Honestly, I think, like, having, like, such a nerd, having, like, fresh, like, brand new, like, notebooks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I loved it.
Full of, like, possibilities. And,
yes.
And I
You're
always...
like, oh, my God, what is this going to do?
Yeah, and I was, like, obsessed with, like, improving my handwriting when I was younger. Like,
do you remember saying, like, to yourself... I'm going to keep this neat.
Yes.
And I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to do this in the next year.
I had, like, perfect handwriting, perfect looking notes.
And then as your notes go on, it gets messy. Well, mine did. Messier and messier as your hands started to get tired. Mine did anyway. And then the whole neat thing went out the window.
Yeah. You know, I think it was just, like, that whole... And even when you're out of school, too, like, when you're our age and older, when September rolls around, you get, like, that renewed sort of, like...
Anything can happen.
Yeah, like
I can
it's like
do well.
Starting over. I love that. I love that about September.
Because you kind of are.
Yeah.
Your grades start at, 100.
Yeah.
Wait, is it start at 0 or 100? I don't even remember.
No, I don't know how that works.
It has to start at 100. Right?
I don't know. If there's any school teachers out there watching, let us know how you how you do this.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
All right, well, just kidding. Moving on.
Yeah.
What about, do you remember field days?
Oh, I hated field days.
Oh.
Tiffany, like, lived for them. I'm like, they were like the bane of my existence. I hated them.
Everybody
So
had to participate.
stupid.
Yeah. Oh, I love the field days. I like to compete, and I like to, and I was good at it, and that's also why I liked it so much. Like, it was like, oh, I'm going to day in the sun. Oh my God, we're going to compete, and I'm going to do well. Yeah. I know it.
I was the girl who would always, like, talk her way into, like, working out in the weight room during gym. I hated gym class. But I would actually work out, and I think that's why, like, I was able to, like, do it. But, like,
because it's what you wanted to do. It wasn't, like, kickball.
Exactly. But I'm like, I don't want to play stupid four squares again. I hated it. Oh, my God.
What was the best trick you ever used in high school to get out of a study hall? Do you remember?
Ooh, I would always go to Mr. Gillette's room. Well, I don't know if we had any tricks though.
Gillette's room, really?
Yeah, because he.
Oh wait, actually, when we took geology.
Yeah, like junior, senior year. Yeah, like everyone would always go there for some reason. And
I think that was our senior year, wasn't
it? Probably, but like. He would let us go on his computer and stuff.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
He would. And we wouldn't do anything bad. We would just like listen to music and stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Before that, I went down to the gym every day. Every time every opportunity I got.
What?
And then I would be like, I would always do one of these little gyms. I would, especially to substitutes. Oh, I was cruel to substitutes. I was such a bad kid. I would, be like, oh, I need a drink. Can I go to the bathroom?
And you would never come back.
Well, I would come back, but I would, there's especially like Mr. Horton's room. There's, or wherever you want to go, I want to call it Mr. Polair's room.
Yeah.
There's that fountain right there.
Yeah.
I would walk downstairs, walk down to the gym, get a drink down there, see who's in the gym, be like, hey, what's going on? And then mosey my way back up.
I used to do that. In grad school sometimes.
Did you really?
I would have like 4-hour classes.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is a long time.
They didn't give you any breaks at all?
They would, but sometimes it's just boring, and you're like,
fair enough.
You just get up. Or even, like, I think I did it more in college. You just get up, because, you don't have to ask for permission to...
You just get up and
leave. Just get up and go.
Yeah.
Stay out for, like, 10 minutes, whatever.
And then go back in. Yeah. I don't think... I would do that only because I'm better at teaching myself. I was able to do that. Yeah. I wasn't really able to focus when I'm in class, especially in college, and you're with friends or whatever. I took a Spanish class with literally a bunch of my best friends in college.
And you probably didn't learn any Spanish.
I learned Spanish, but I had to remember what Mrs. Davenport taught me. And then I ended up having to teach myself because, one, I couldn't learn in the method the teacher was going about it. Yeah. And two, I was with my friends. It was not happening.
Yeah.
And she was actually really cool about it, though, because... we weren't really making noise, per se, but we were distracted the whole time.
Yeah. See, I would allow myself a certain amount of, like, skip days. You know what I mean? I would figure out how much the professor would let you get, away with. Because, not every professor holds participation in the same regard as another one. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And sometimes some professors would be like, you get one unexcused absence and that's it. Other ones would be like, you get 3.
2. Yeah. Some schools allot you, like, by regulation, but some teachers go above and beyond that.
Like, I had a professor who, he actually was, like, freaking, like, love this guy. He was so awesome. He, like, wrote me, like, a reference letter for, grad school and everything, like an amazing professor, and I learned so much from him. But he was like, you get 1 unexcused absence, and that's it. Everything else has to be like, you have to be like dying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no excused absences. And maybe he said there were no excuses. I would always give myself one though. But then I had other professors who this is bad. And I don't condone it, but I did.
There's a lot of stuff we're telling kids about skipping classes.
You know, but I would only, say you have class 3 days a week. I would go only twice a week the entire term.
Yep.
Or semester.
Unless you know that there's a test or whatever coming up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because this guy, like, he would post all of his, like, notes online.
Yes.
All of his slideshows online. And I felt like I didn't get that much out of being in class.
I had a history teacher that didn't put it online, but he printed out exactly what he was going to do for the semester. And, like, it was a big old packet of multiple choice questions, and you had to answer it, and that was what you were doing.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to class.
Yeah, like, I would literally, I think for the guy I'm talking about, he was one of my political science professors, and I would go to class, like, 2 times out of the 3, basically every single week. But I knew, at the same time, I could kind of get away with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, like, with the other guy, like, if you didn't read in his class, like, you looked like an idiot. Like, I would always, like, he demanded so much of us.
But see what
but I also
the difference.
Did really well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you see the difference?
Oh,
though?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I think that of a lot of students that it's necessary, that extra push. It also depends on what you're going for.
Yeah.
I mean, the one class I never went to. It was one of those big classes.
Oh, yeah, like a huge lecture hall.
300 lecture hall filled to the brim. And it was science.
Oh, yeah. Well,
like,
did they make you have, like, clickers? Like, did you have to, like, click in for participation?
Mm-mm.
See, that's interesting, because I never had classes like that, because like I said before, I went to a really small private liberal arts college. I think my biggest class was probably like 30 that I ever took. We didn't have classes that size.
I hated being a number, and that's literally what we were. We were a number. The first day they made you put, like, they handed out the sheet. Everyone got a sheet, and there was a number on it, and you wrote that number next to your name.
Yeah.
And there was no homework. There was never anything like that. There was just tests.
Yeah.
And once you took the test, you didn't put your name on it. You put your number on it. Bleh.
Yeah,
I didn't like being a number.
I about to say, I wouldn't be a fan of that, I don't think, but I know other places where they do have huge lectures like that, like you have to have a clicker and you have to click in, and, participation is however much part of your grade. So.
Which I don't understand how you can make a class of 100, 200, 300 kids have participation be a part of your grade, because then you're gonna have the people sitting up front like, oh my god,
yeah.
And then you have the people in the back who are like, nah.
Yeah, I had a professor in grad school who called because I had a pretty small class. I was actually really fortunate. My program is pretty small at RAT, and so you had like that very like small classroom feel to it. And he would call like the back row of tables like the C row, or maybe like the D row or something like that. And he would just say it out, he's like, oh, it's the D row, students or whatever.
Sitting in the back.
Yeah, which I thought was kind of funny, kind of douchey too.
I participated a lot. But I didn't sit in the front. I hate like feeling like someone's watching. Oh,
really?
Freaks me out. So I sit in the back.
I liked the middle. I wouldn't mind being right in the front, but I didn't like it. I like to be like sort of like the middle back. It's like my sweet spot.
It's about placement.
Yeah.
It's about where you are.
Yeah.
No. I had to be in the back.
Yeah.
I liked being in the back, and I still participated. I still paid attention, except for in the lecture hall. I did not like that. But I mean, I guess it's all about your surroundings and what you are okay with, like what you're good with, what you learn well with. And big lecture hall was not for me.
Yeah.
It was
now,
not
there
for me.
were some classes where I would talk all the time. Like, I feel like I couldn't shut up in it. And then there were other classes where I never said anything. And it
depends on how engaged you are in the topic,
yeah,
right?
the topic and, like, the professor. And sometimes there's, like, other people in the class who won't shut up. You can't, like, ever get...
So you're the person that people hate, and then yet you still hate the people that are...
Yeah, like, with some, like, classes, like, I felt like I had so much to say. And other ones, it's like, meh. Like, I had to push myself to participate.
Yeah. There was And it also depends on your professor to engage you, though, in a topic that you're willing to speak up about. It's about, I mean, I took a class called Women in Film. Absolutely amazing class. The woman who taught that and the things that I learned in that, oh.
I took a couple women's studies classes, too, yeah.
And then I took haunted film or old film, something film.
It's interesting.
I had a film studies minor. And there was just incredible. I couldn't stop. Couldn't stop. I was so engaged and so into the subject. It was so much fun. And then in science, you're like...
Yeah. You're like, I actually, fun random fact about me, never had to take a science class in college. Yeah.
Oh, because you took geology.
Because I took a Gemini course, which is through FLCC in high school.
Yep.
And it fulfilled, I wasn't a science major, and it fulfilled my credit or requirements, so...
I took it, but I couldn't afford to pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
So it didn't count for me.
I know what you're saying. I actually graduated from high school with 17 college credits. Did that actually let me graduate early? No. Because I went to a private school. If I'd gone somewhere else, I probably would have, but...
I actually graduated a semester late. I needed one class.
Oh, yeah.
I was so upset about it.
My niece is actually going through that right now. She is has one class she has to take to graduate, but she's actually taking two because something to do with her, like, financial aid and stuff. Like, she couldn't go below part-time.
So that's why I did a full semester.
Yeah.
And what upset me about my last semester was that in my major, I could have gotten a public relations degree, so I could have been a dual major and a minor. I needed 3 classes.
Yeah.
3 public relations classes. I mean, I took everything else as part of my degree. I needed 1 teacher's approval. They were all offered in the semester I needed them, and at different times by the same teacher. The same teacher taught all 3 classes. She wouldn't sign off.
Oh, that witch. Oh,
so I'm
that's
like
stupid.
And she's like, no, I know you would get it done, and I know you could do it, but I just don't want to do it. So you're keeping me. I have to stay here for 1 class, and I have to take a bunch of random classes to be full time so I can get financial aid.
That's
but
not
instead
cool.
of giving me, something that I could use and take and get a second degree that could potentially help me, you're gonna tell me no.
Yeah.
And then I'm stuck taking a Beatles class. And I don't mean the bug.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's not cool.
I wasn't happy about it. But, I mean, I finished the semester and I did very well. And I got my degree. I'm happy I got my degree, but I would have been much happier with a second degree. I'm much more sellable that way. Now I'm contemplating my master's, but with things being as crazy as they are for me.
It's a lot.
And especially with the interest rates on student loans.
Yeah, the federal loans, the student rates doubled. Last June or July?
Just recently, and they're still trying to figure out how to get it fixed. But right now, it's stupid to go to school.
Well,
kids can't go to school.
Yeah,
anymore.
student loans
afford it.
They're the next housing market crash. It's the next bubble that's going to burst.
They are, because they're giving it to everybody.
Yeah, and there's not enough jobs or high enough paying jobs for people to be able to pay them off.
If I know if this happened to me 4 years, I wouldn't have gone to school. I wouldn't have been able to afford it.
And you know what?
Especially in my field.
It was such a different. It was a different, the stock, it didn't crash when we went into college. It was such a different atmosphere.
It was.
Yeah.
Hopeful.
Yeah, people were graduating and they were able to still get really good jobs, and, and 2 years later, 2 years into it, looking back now, I definitely would have done things differently.
Ditto. There was a few things I would have done differently.
Yeah, but
I love where I'm at, and I love what I'm doing, but
it is what it is.
No, I love my job. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I would have, gotten that second degree. I would have pushed harder. I would have gone above this woman's head.
Yeah.
Knowing the person that I am now. But back in college, I was like, oh, there's nothing I can do.
And it's so hard. When you're 17, 18, going into college, you don't know what you want to do. You know what I mean?
There's some
it's
people
so
that
hard. Some people do, but
there's career college people because they can't figure it out, or they change their mind so much, or
yeah, or you get in there and you're like, wow, this is not what I want to do.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you graduate and you're like, wow, I can't get a job and, you know, what I want. You know.
So do I go for something that I'm not going to be happy with because I know I can get a job in it?
Yeah,
and make money?
Hard. Yeah.
Like, do I go and be happy or be unhappy with what I'm doing?
Yeah. I know, though, like, if I ever have children, I think I'll guide them.
But how do you encourage them to do, like, do you give them their options? Like, listen.
Be like, following your dreams is awesome, but you need to be able to support yourself.
And be practical.
Yeah. You know, exactly. Don't go to school. I mean,
it's hard to say stuff. I know where you're going with this.
It's like, I don't want to say, like, liberal arts degrees are useless, because they're not.
A degree is helpful in any way.
Degree, having a college degree, and I feel like bettering yourself, getting a higher education is so beneficial. It's so much better to get it than to not have it. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, is it really worth it to go $100,000 in debt or more?
Depending on what you go for and if you're going to make it back. Say if you're going to be a doctor, shoot, you got it.
Yeah, you're going to get it back.
Pretty quick. Well, not pretty quick, but, I mean, you're going to get it back.
You know,
being a lawyer.
I feel like we need to, we need to be smarter about it. You know what I mean?
Well, I like that.
You know, because, a lot of kids going, college is a 4-year party. Well, guess what? It ends. And then
really quick.
Exactly. And what are you stuck with? You know what I mean?
Debt.
So I think, because my parents never went to college.
No,
my dad
was the first.
Yeah, my dad, he was in the Air Force. He got a really good job on the depot. My mom was a stay-at-home parent.
It was a different.
It was just a different,
state of mind.
Way. It was different back then, and so they never went to college. And I just feel like I know different questions, to ask, and a different way to go about it.
But does that also raise the question of what's going to change for when your kids are at that point?
That's true.
You might not have the right answers at that point. That's also something we have to contemplate when we have kids.
But I want to be you need to be smart about it.
Yes.
Go for something have a career in mind. I don't know.
Something that makes you happy, but yet can support you.
And I think too, also a lot of other countries, in the UK, it's super most kids take a gap year between high school, or what their equivalent of high school is, and university, and they literally they volunteer, they travel, they
if you
work.
Have the means to do so.
I think
travel.
Yeah, and it's so common there. It's a big part of their culture and their society, and a lot of them
you do a lot of growing.
Yeah, and they don't have the same amount of student loans that we have. You know what I mean? A lot of their higher education, secondary education system, I think, is socialized, or it's paid for, which, there's pros and cons to that, but they don't have the massive amounts of debt that a lot of kids in the U.S. do now, and myself included. I'm right in there.
Me too.
Yeah, and it sucks.
I can't imagine, I'm feeling the pain and the hurt from debt. Mm-hmm. And I'm only in the 20s.
Oh God, I wish.
See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Though. I can feel it. And imagine in 4 years with these kids that are having double the interest. Yeah. I'm already paying $400 a month.
Yeah.
What job is going to pay these kids enough to double what I'm already paying?
Yeah. So I think too, you need.
How do you have a life?
You need to look at what careers are projected to be really in demand, high paying.
But also, how do you predict something like that, too?
Well, there's people, I've looked it up online before in engineering. I swear to God,
that's such a good one to get into.
In so many different, engineering fields out there, And there's a lot of, I think, demand in certain areas, but we just don't have the people who are educated enough to fulfill those jobs, so... I'm just saying, if I have kids, I'm going to be follow your dreams, but make sure it pays, you want to get your money's worth out of it, I guess is what I'm saying. The best you can. There's obviously going to be variables, but...
also the option, and correct me if I'm wrong, go for practical, and a little bit of dream. So say you have your practical side. You get your degree in something that you know you can fall back on, and maybe double major or minor in what you love, and then you have a little bit of both, so you can pursue a career in accounting, say.
Yeah.
And then on the back side of things, try your dream and see if you can be successful, but you always have that cushion.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean?
I wouldn't want my hypothetical children, like I wouldn't want to push them or anyone really into something they hate doing.
Yes.
I wouldn't want that. But I also see how, okay, yeah, it's great that you love history, but what's a history degree going to do for you?
Art history. I heard of that one too.
I'm being completely honest. I don't care if it pisses people off. It's the truth. I have a degree in international studies. What is that doing for me? Not much. You know what I mean? Like, I am able to get a good job because I have a 4-year degree, but the fact that it's in international studies has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons why I went to grad school, is because I wanted to get my master's in something more useful. But, like, you know.
I see it a lot with sports management, too.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of the sports management? Yep. I know a lot of the people that I played basketball with throughout college were majored in sports management and just have no idea where they want to go with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go into coaching, but there's a lot of people going into coaching, like, at that level, is to which it's going to preview them to. Like, the only thing that they can do past their bachelor's, get a master's, or else that bachelor's isn't going to be useful. Mm-hmm. It's hard.
It is hard. And, well, actually, a lot of, like, really, I think I read on the internet somewhere, a lot of, like, good in-demand jobs only require 2-year degrees. But they're very, like, specialized. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's, like, a very specific,
technical
like,
schools.
Thing you're going, even just, like a community college, it's a very specific thing you're going to school for. Like, one that comes to mind is being...
Nursing.
Yeah, nursing, like a physical therapy assistant. That's a 2-year degree. Mm-hmm. And you can start making decent money. Yeah, starting out on that. Compared to being, like, an actual physical therapist, which is, like, you know, a lot of years of school. You're getting, you know...
But you can start out there and continue schooling while you're making money, too.
So that's, like, a big trend I've seen, is where there's, or read about, is, you know, there's these, like, jobs that are in demand, you know, but they just require this very, like, specific 2-year degree, which I think might be becoming more common in the future. And there's...
You also have... How do you figure out what you want to do that young?
I know, that's the thing. That's the thing, too, like, when I was talking about my point with, like, the gap year was, like, that really helps people...
Figure out,
you know, what they want to do in a meaningful way. Mm-hmm. And
start working. See what works, see what doesn't. Volunteer.
It's so hard.
I wouldn't
when you're
mind
18.
doing, like, a Peace Corps thing. Recently, like, was it a year ago? I really wanted to, like, help in with the American Red Cross. Because they send people to disaster areas and with cleanups and stuff. I would love to do that and do the training for that, but I just can't take the time away from my job and my career. And, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to try it.
It's hard to
and help people that way.
You know, I know this one girl from grad school who went on this, like, awesome, like, 3-month, like, trip, and I'm like, that's freaking awesome. But it's like, I don't, you know.
What are you doing? How are you getting money?
Well, it's like, it's like I couldn't take 3 months off from my job without taking, like, a leave of absence or something, you know. And
then possibly getting fired.
You know, so, yeah, like, we all make choices in lives, you know what I mean?
And
there's no one right path. There's no
Everyone
one
is
right
different.
way, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just a lot of it is about what makes you happy, but it's also about what is practical, too.
Yeah.
We're deep today.
What if I just say...
all right, well, it is 6:50. That's our show. We will check you guys out next Tuesday with Cassie Harrington and Miranda Palmentier from the Seneca County Chamber of Commerce. They're going to be talking about Cork and Fork.
Yay!
So they're coming in, so we'll see them.
Talking about it for so long.
Yeah, I know. It's finally here.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.